Hi, welcome. On this video, once again, going to be doing socialization exercise with Hildegard and Christians here, which is fantastic. Being able to work this way with dogs. Bringing in Brody. Again, Brody is going through service dog training. And so here, we did the last one kind of at somewhat of a distance, just kind of working angles. This exercise here, we're going to get in really close and tight. That's why we have Hildegard with the muzzle on. Hildegard's had a little bit of reactivity towards other dogs in the past, so we just want to use that as a extra little protocol. And again, this is where muzzles don't go on forever. But again, we're going to be nice and tight here. So we're just going to see how the dogs respond. So I'm going to grab Brody, I'm going to bring him out. And we're going to do this nice close and tight exercise here. So just like before, when I come out here, we're going to be just doing a kind of a little warm up first. We're not going to go in, we're not doing this super fast here. So just like always, you don't want to rush things, especially when you just, this is the first time I've had Brody doing this type of an exercise. And just like last video here, we're going to be working off, like I said, what I call baseline. So baseline of intentional control through the leash and collar. And through that baseline, we're one of the kind of themes here is as the dogs get closer, certain moments, increasing that baseline just enough to compensate for the state of mind of the dog. Because the dog is like has awareness that, you know, that the dog's getting closer, starting to get closer. And so you need to bring that level of control up somewhat to make sure the focus is staying, focused the right way as the dogs start to connect and get closer. So anticipating some reactivity. So here, just going to again move around here with him a little bit. So here, when you're ready, Christian, just kind of come to the kind of center a little bit. And I'm going to move in here a little bit closer. What I do, just increase the baseline. So right here, we're just kind of shuffling in a little bit, as you can see here, just a little closer. We're just going to maintain this distance for a moment. And he's keeping the baseline, and I'm doing the same thing here. And so here, things to look for as you're doing this type of thing, as you work out the baseline, is just the body language of the dog. So here, for example, you can sense that through the leash and even the collar. You know, whether Hildegard is starting to calm, just relaxing, her ears coming out a little bit there, which means she's starting to, as he's doing this, starting to calm out a little bit. So that tension level and stuff, that's always a way to gauge where you're at, whether you should get closer or whether this is good. But always when in doubt, always just start. The starting point should not be just right on top of each other. You want to kind of warm up to that as you're continuing to intercept the dog's state of mind. So I'm going to move around, come around you just to make a circle here. And I'm going to shuffle in close again a little bit. So again, I'm going to come in pretty tight here. And I'm closer than I was before. Just maintain that baseline. Bring up a little bit higher, just a little bit higher. Because what that does, that reveals, right? That level of control, because that's coming through the human. Basically what you're communicating is saying, hey, I'm in control here. You know, I own the other dog. This is happening in and through Christian. This is the same thing I'm doing with Brody here. So we're just going to same thing. And here, that's good. So here you saw Christian kind of move up a little bit, because that's really great, because what that does is by moving up, if there was to be a little moment of an outburst, then, it's a better, way to do this, because then the dog is out ahead somewhat, so the dog has to turn around more. Okay, so it gives Christian the advantage of kind of dealing with that, being able to intercept that, rather than if they're really close in and too much aligned. Dog can turn very quickly. You could have a very fast moment happen, and you don't want that happening, because you don't want a dog biting the other dog. Here, just gives us the ability to have kind of the advantage here with seeing what's coming or not coming. And again, Hildegard's doing great. So this is kind of pushing things a little bit. So I'm gonna move around here again in a little circle. Again, just working the angles here a little bit. Here, same thing. I'm just gonna stop to the front. And same thing, just the baseline. Because that's all this is doing, just normalizing this. You know, we just want to make this into a kind of a normal thing. Just turn the camera over here just a little bit of an angle. Make this a little, see this a little better. Yeah, I'm walking around here again. Now Brody's doing great too. I mean, he's staying focused here on me. And so when you do this type of exercise too, you know, you should always do things as, you know, normal as possible, which means that for, say, service dog training, this is something that could or would happen, say, in the store. You don't want to do anything that's unfair to the dogs or something that wouldn't be happening. For example, if I was just to come up right up behind Hildegard certain ways, that's going to trigger her, and that wouldn't be fair. That would be something that you would be doing. You know, here, this is about doing things that would happen if, say, a friend came along or you're in a certain situation. So you always want to do things that are reasonable and that are fair, and you're not doing things that will cause a dog to fail or to have a reaction where it's not fair anyway, and you should expect the dog to have a bad reaction if you're doing things that are crazy and not normal. So you don't want to be doing things like that. This isn't about doing things that are out of the norm. Okay, this is doing things in a way that you should expect might happen in the public. So here, so this time I'm going to be stationary, Christian, and you'll move around whichever way you want, come up next to us and stuff like that. So this time I'm going to be the one that's kind of stationary here, and whenever you want, and as Christian's moving around, see Brody's tracking, watch this, apply pressure like this, and see what that did right there? That broke that connection. So right here, same thing, I'm applying a little bit of pressure. At times I don't want the eyes going sideways here. Doesn't mean I want Brody looking up at doesn't have to be looking up in my eyes. I want that inwardness, right? So same thing, so notice here, I'm just kicking off moments here that Brody's wanting to look around. The same thing here, because Christian's here as a friend, right? So this is the same thing that Brody knows that, hey, they're here, they're moving around, but I'm in control, just relax. Right, having another dog in the vicinity. I need Brody to be staying focused. Another dog's in the store or something, I want him to be focused, maintain focus on me. Yeah, you can slide up here if you want. Perfect. The same thing here. You imagine service dog training. You'd be in you'd be in an airport, in the luggage area or wherever you're at with a service dog, and this can happen. You have another dog right next to you. In fact, during service dog training, you watch some of my videos. I've gone into the Orlando, the big airport, the Orlando airport, for service dog training. Right in the chaos, right in the mix of people, hundreds of people, other